Welcome to another edition of Aura Insight. We have Zahid Rahman here, and we're going to talk about the misconception of a nice person. Zahid, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so it's an unusual topic, but I've been working with a lot of different people recently, and this is something that comes up pretty often. So I just want to clarify a few things. The nice person, right, who we all think are nice, are they really nice? Maybe their intentions are nice, but are we just putting them in the nice bucket and not, looking at the contributions that other people would be making that might not be seen as nice? So first of all, I want to start off with the misconception of a nice person. So my definition of the misconception is when someone says nice things to you, right? Hey, hey, how do I look in this shirt or this dress, right? And you just say, you look great, right? So we think that's a nice thing to do, right? You said a compliment. But I want us to think about, how that could potentially be misleading, and it might not be something that is positive, right? So the misconception of a nice person is they always say nice things, make you feel good, which is good, and look for the good in something, right? So obviously these are nice type of characteristics, but I also want to, address a few things that might not be nice, quote unquote, in front of you. However, if you really think about it, they could be things that you kind of overlooked, right? So, some of the things are, if someone told you the truth, right? If someone asked me, and instead of saying it's great, or you look good, or, it was perfect, or you did a really good job, if someone said, I think you weren't that effective, these are the reasons why. Now we're going to say that person's so rude, right? Like, what is he saying? Like, so often when we're presented that option, we always choose the nice thing, which is just to say the positive thing, right? And Of course there's benefits to it, but I think the benefits are some things that we always look at, and we don't look at other ways of internalizing things.
Do you ever think, though, when you're describing somebody and you're like, tell me about, this person, you're like, oh, they're a nice guy. My first instinct, nice. Well, what's wrong with them? Where it can be seen as
Sure.
Just putting them in the nice bucket. That, what are you not telling me if all you're saying is that they're a nice person?
Sure. Yeah.
What are you hiding?
Yeah.
So how about, I'm going to give you kind of a few scenarios of just questions, and you guys can, kind of make comments on, well, that could be nice or that's irrelevant, right? So for example, I'll start with a morbid one. Someone that you might not have considered as nice, right? But somehow you were able to see, after you die, and they came to your funeral, right? Because a lot of people, they say nice things, they do nice things, but when you ask them, when you really need them, they're not around, right? Mm-hmm. You ask someone, you're in a tough situation, you need money, they're not around, for example. But some people are there when things get tough, right? Or you need a job, and they're the ones that would hire you, or you need someone after you screwed up, and they're there, when there's no gain. Have we considered those things to be acts of kindness or being nice, right? I think the first thing we look at is what verbally comes, what verbally do people say to you, right? As the first things of nice.
In those descriptions, it's almost like you're defining who a real friend is versus somebody who's just around just because they feel like they gain some sort of benefit being in your presence. Again, that's just based on what I've taken from what you described. The nice aspect of it, again, it's wide open. You mentioned somebody going to a funeral, or, and it doesn't necessarily mean, you might have a good friend who's a really nice person, but you ask him for money or help in other ways. And unfortunately, financially, he's not in a position to help. If he was, he would be. So
what if someone that's not not in the financial position was like, hey, you know what? I don't have much money. I can give you $500, right? Like, would that be considered a nice gesture?
Yes. Yeah. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's much more of a sacrifice for them.
Yeah.
Exactly. And these are the things I wanted to address, because first thing people look at is what do they verbally say to you, right? Are they just giving you fake compliments, period, right? Whether it be fake or real. How about other ways people can be, positive in your life, right? That's really what I'm trying to make the point of. That's a good point about, they might not be in a position to, but are they using that as an excuse, right? Mm-hmm. Or are they genuinely there to help, right? You need someone sometime, they're there, right? You need someone to help you move when they're there, right? There's certain friends that you know that are there whenever you need them, right?
I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
When we were moving to this house, I had a few friends where they'd stop everything I'm doing to come and help.
Sure.
Didn't have to ask. They volunteered and they showed up.
Right.
There's other people, oh, call me, let me know. They know I'm moving. I don't know where you are. Yeah. Then I move in, they show up then.
Yeah.
You know, so again,
yeah.
I realize it doesn't mean they're a bad person.
Of course not.
It just means they're just a different type of friend. You
Sure.
know? And again, you just as you get older, you learn to accept people for who they
Who
are.
they are.
And you just pick apart that. So again, now if one of those close friends who helped me move needed something, I'll make plans immediately. I'll come right after I do this or do that or stop what I'm doing. The other friends now, maybe I'll help you on Wednesday.
Right.
It's just...
So you're just going to be nice and just say...
No, that's a
There
great
you go.
example. But that's exactly what I'm talking about. Or, you know, let's not look at nice at face value. It's really the
So isn't it the
actions.
sincerity behind the nice,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So there's more to being nice than saying the right words. Being nice is in your actions and how you demonstrate it by what you do.
Yeah, there's been time in my career where, you know, there's people that I thought were like nice, friendly, always saying positive things. But when I needed help, it was sometimes the people that I didn't think would help, or they were a little bit more, you know, direct with me, right? But they really came in, like when I really needed them, right? So, you know, if before that happened, if you asked me who were the nice people, I would say, well, this person, because I would be looking at, you know, the words that they said, which is easy and cheap, right? Rather than, well, who would really come in when I really needed them, right? If I needed a job, if I needed some money, if I, you know, needed help in a move, if I needed, you know, someone to start a podcast with, I need a few seats. These things, you know, are things that you might not consider, right, off the bat. All I'm saying is to keep your mind open to, you know, what you might think are nice and what are real, genuine, true, nice actions, right?
Sure. So actions speak louder than words.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.